The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance.
Oh, okay, good. I'm unmuted. Whatever. What's pop culture fans, John Campea fans, John Campea detractors, whatever you want to call yourself. Feel free to call yourself whatever you want. What's up, guys? AW here in order. On this Wednesday night, almost at Thursday, Wednesday night, 10 p.m., quarter after 10 p.m. where I am. Hope you're all having a good evening. Maybe it's still an evening where you are. I don't know. I'm a little tired. Obviously, it's late. So, if I do this, you know why. Welcome to welcome to a stream on John Campea and his crew. And on this stream, we're going to take a look at definitely two clips from his show yesterday. We're going to take a look at the Blade segment he trimmed out, and we're once again take a look at the Peacemaker segment that he trimmed out as a separate video. Even though I did a video on my own on it, but this gives you a chance if you want to come on stream, give your thoughts, your opinions. You kind of know my thoughts on it, on the Peacemaker video. But maybe there's things I'll pick up again. Maybe if I watch it again with you guys, maybe there's others I'll pick up that I have not picked up in the video, the first time I watched it. I'll let you know the Blade video I have not watched at all. Okay, so that's fresh. It's gonna be fresh with you guys. So if you're gonna watch it the first time on this channel, that means I'm watching with you for the first time together on this channel. So all you gotta do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, because this is gonna be a fun ass show. And because these shows are always fun. Always fun. Always fun. So, yeah, if you got an invitation, come on, man. Come on. Come in. Come in. Watch with me. You know what? Let's see how much this picks up. All right, man. All right. Since I don't know how long I'll be waiting for. No. I might make a video on the Kathleen Kennedy Star Wars stuff tomorrow. That's tomorrow. I think there's stuff to talk about there, definitely. So I'll definitely get into that, and maybe John Campea will talk about it. It might get people talking. It might. Okay. So yeah. Also, yeah, and once again, yeah. So might be video related. Video related tomorrow. Okay. Because I'm not doing a stream every day on this channel. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to be more active with videos on this channel and my wrestling channel, wrestling and sports channel. I feel like wrestling and sports. Subscribe to that. Okay. All right, man. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. All right. Yeah, Blade. Blade. Let's go, Blade. Yeah, this movie, Blade. The movie, the Blade. The cursed movie of Blade from Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel Studios. This movie is cursed. I like to welcome my good friend Degrassi. What's up, Degrassi?
What's going on?
Good man. Just finished watching Dynamite and some baseball, so I'm ready.
What baseball game were you watching?
I'm watching my Toronto team, who sucks. They defeated that swept the White Sox.
Oh, are they in Chicago?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Guaranteed rate field.
Oh,
I hate that name.
Oh, well, you know what's bad? Last names. You know what's worse? What's a terrible name? Like Staples Center is now called Crypto Arena. That is so bad.
Oh yeah, that's pretty rough. That's a rough one.
Yeah, I don't. Obvious advertisements, right? It's obviously because whoever.
Yeah, it's
sponsored.
It's a corporate. Yeah, they're paying to put their name on the side of your building, basically.
It just doesn't have a ring to it. It's like some of these places, some of these stadiums, arenas with a new name, and it's
dumb.
It's dumb. I understand. It's business.
Well, there's that too.
Sports is all about business, man.
I don't know what they'll be calling the new football stadium we get here, but I'm sure it'll have a stupid name.
Oh
well, no, Oracle's moving here, so.
Oracle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Their world headquarters, Oracle, is moving their world headquarters to Nashville. So.
Wasn't there a Golden State Stadium? Arena, 1 point, Oracle, the Oracle. It was Golden State.
Yeah, I know they've had naming rights for venues before, but
yeah, well, you'll be surprised how many businesses have naming rights for a bunch of different teams.
Oh yeah.
Arenas. It's all about, and they're willing to pay for it. And if the team gets kind of money from them, good on them. Hello, RJ. Yeah. I'm gonna talk. I think I might make a separate video on Star Wars tomorrow. Here's George. Hey, George.
Wait, who's this George guy? This is Mad Dog Russo.
Man, I'm just reading more and more about Disney's really got a clusterfuck on their hands with Captain America 4, and it just keeps getting worse. So
none of these Marvel movies are in my top 10 best movies. All my movies that are my favorite are before 1990, just like all my basketball teams.
His basketball teams were before 1990, before like 1980.
Exactly. That's why my favorite movies. Although, honorable mention for my best NBA teams, the 2017 Warriors. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith can't beat me in a movie talk debate. I can give you that much. And listen, Kyrie and Luka are a great duo, but none of them beat Oscar and Wilt.
So
it's Oscar and Kareem. My old age is catching up to me.
Yeah, so like tomorrow we'll talk Star Wars. I mean, it's kind of a Kathy Candy kind of came out. Rest in
No,
peace.
she said what she said. What she I think she felt like she had to say, given
Yeah,
what's coming. And I think
yeah,
she's just trying to steal the snowflakes for something that they know they're going to hate. So
yeah,
they've
Oh,
already
they
made up their
will.
they've already made up their minds. So yeah, and it doesn't matter what she says, whether she says anything or doesn't say anything, whatever those words are, it doesn't matter to.
hmm
I've always said that being mad at her about Star Wars is like being mad at your granny for buying a pie at the store instead of making you one from scratch.
That's like being
And
mad at me for picking NBA teams before 1990.
so yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know. She's not wrong. And then there's other people with just completely idiotic takes on what she said, and yeah, and those aren't even the chuds. It's people that are like, yeah, people that you would think are like, yeah, she's right, but no,
A
they're like,
simp.
well, why isn't she? Why didn't she do more then? Or it's a little late. Why isn't she assuming the responsibility for leaving her cast out to dry, throwing them under the bus? Even it's like,
yeah,
come on,
yeah.
that's a little much. But
I mean, let's be on the real here. First of all, Star Wars bullying has always been a thing. That's not justifying it, but remember back in like after Phantom Menace, like Ahmed Best and Jake Lloyd got bullied, and like Jake Lloyd resented Star Wars for the longest time because of it.
hmm
And
I'm just gonna state that basically what's happened is we're 35 years into almost 30 plus years into mass adoption of the internet and the digital transmission of mass media and information over the internet to the masses, right? And it's taken 3 decades, but this is where we're at, and the internet has fucking ruined everything. So, yeah. Anyway, there you go, fellas.
hmm
What did you have, Aaron? What are we talking about? Oh, Campea and
Yep.
crew. Yeah,
well,
those happy people.
I just want to say this. It's like it's not Kelly Marie Tran's fault that her character was poorly written. But again, that's on the studio for making a poorly written character. That's on the director for doing that as well.
Well, what's on the page and how it's delivered on screen are two completely different things. Something can read fantastically, and you shoot it 100 different ways. You preview it 100 different ways, and each way is successively worse than the last. So it's just luck. In Trevorrow's script, she wouldn't have had that much more screen time than she did.
That's what I wanted to also bring up because I saw you brought it up in
Yeah,
stream.
they basically remove her from the entire second act of the act. She gets captured, and and then everything important happens, and then she comes back and presses a button, and then she has agency, I guess. I don't know.
But it's like a lot of characters kind of got sidelined in Rise of Skywalker. It's not just her.
Oh yeah.
So it's
I mean, it's a mess.
Where was the outrage for Finn? Finn's story arc was so rised up only to get squashed.
Where was the outrage for Mutt in Indy 5? Where was the outrage for Jar Jar in the prequels? Where was the outrage for let's see what Force Awakens character got sidelined, and where's the outrage over Maz Kanata, Lupita Nyong'o's CGI character? Where's the outrage over that character being?
Oh, I almost forgot about them. Like that.
Yeah, it's just people just pick and choose their battles, and then they scream and wail about what they want to scream and wail about, and then they'll move on to something else tomorrow.
But also, it's like if you're so outraged about how these people are treated, where's your outrage towards like Grace Randolph for victim shaming Kelly Marie Tran when she got bullied. She was like, "Well, that's what you get for being in Star Wars." Like, what the hell was that all about?
Where's your outrage over John Campea not being able to shit or get off the pot when it comes to his show and every one of his streams just being him coping with failure?
Hey,
Yeah.
Aaron, what do you got?
Man. Hey, I love that line, but
I haven't seen this
listen,
part yet.
Dante
This is
from
fresh.
Clerks, who needs to shit or get off the pot, is a million times better than Camper here.
I haven't watched this yet, so I don't know what he's gonna say.
I don't know what he's
Oh, it's all fresh, huh? Let's do it.
Oh, come on, load the internet. Oh no.
Celebrating the 23rd anniversary of when they announced Mahershala Ali was going to be playing Blade.
23rd anniversary, is that what he said?
That's going to be the 5th anniversary, but it still feels like forever ago. I mean, they announced that before I got my
that
current
long
job.
ago. Actually, no, 5 years. 5 years ago, they announced
that's
Mahershala Ali,
ridiculous.
a two-time.
Just let it. They should let it go.
Two-time Academy Award-winning actor was announced as Mahershala Ali.
He's not.
He was a young, scrapping 45 years old. He was 45 years old when they announced that he was going to be Blade. He's 50 now. They still haven't started shooting, and according to a new report, starting shooting might be in question, as even though it's gone back to the drawing board for rewrites several times, apparently, according to a new rumor going around, might be doing it again. This comes just from the folks at Heroic Hollywood. Writes this: to nobody's surprise, Mahershala Ali's Blade movie is getting yet another rewrite, according to the latest report. Logan writer Michael Green was previously tapped.
How many rewrites is that? Like 10 already?
No, I want to say
10 over the
whoever's
last
on
2 or
it
3
now,
years? How many-
it has to be so it was announced in 2019.
19.
So you have to
5
pretty
years.
much take
19.
a couple of years out of that development process, pretty much because of COVID. And then people will argue,
Yeah.
well, they made movies during COVID and they still did, but yeah, not when this one was just announced in the months leading up to Panny. So
remember, they had this planned out for 2023, and then 2024, and then 2025.
Movies that got announced after this casting in the MCU have already come out.
Yeah.
Marvels, Quantumanium, No Way Home.
Blade's the least of their problems.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I mean, for goodness sakes, Deadpool and Wolverine was announced, 2022, and that's coming out in a couple months. Less than 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
I just had this movie Pass documentary that's on HBO. Much like everybody still calls X Twitter because it's still Twitter. Everybody should still call Max HBO or HBO Max because it's HBO. I do. Yeah, I do too.
I call it HBO because, first of all, I feel like I'm talking about Movie Madness Max whenever I say Max. I'm going to be watching Max.
Yeah. All right.
We used to call Cinemax Max. Yeah, Michael Green. I think Michael Green walked in like January or February. So
since Blade was first,
he hasn't been on the project for a long time.
And the movie has gone through a ton of writers.
Yeah, that's
recently there was an update in Production Weekly saying that filming would start in the late summer / early fall. However, it now appears that it has run into another problem. According to Daniel Rickman, who is sometimes right, sometimes wrong, Marvel is looking for a new writer to significantly revise the script. However, he says Marvel has finalized the overall story. He also confirms the earlier report that filming is expected to begin later this year in Mexico or Brazil. All right.
So they don't even know whether they're going to film it.
Rob and I
There's
were talking
literally
about
6 months left in the year, and they have no clue.
Yeah.
Yeah. These things are usually hammered out well in advance. They just don't pick a place and say, "Yeah, we'll go there."
Hold a lot of stuff.
It's not like it doesn't happen, but yeah, it just seems for a production like this. Why are they going to Mexico or Brazil?
And I'd say, like, out of every 40 things I get told, 38 are total BS, which is why I never talk about them or bring it up on the show. And then 1 or 2 times it ends up being real, and I go, "Oh, I guess that was true." About a week ago, somebody relatively connected to the situation, that they had heard that they were right back to square one that there are too many of the key players are not happy with the current iteration of the script. Didn't say what the key players were, whether the key player is the current director, or if the key player is Feige, or if the key player is
It's
Marshall
Marshall
Ali.
Ali. If that's true, it's probably Marshall Ali. I'll go on the limb. It's Marshall Ali.
Or whoever. Didn't mention it. So like most of the things I hear, I just put that away, right? But then this report came out. I went, oh, maybe there was something to that. We are getting into the comedy realm here now. This is just getting funny. It's so bad. 5 years.
It's funnier than
now,
you,
granted,
Campea.
in these 5 years, there was a little actor's strike. Then there was a writer's strike. Understand.
The other way around?
Crap ton of
Writer
movies
strike before actor strike?
from 5 years ago that were able to go into production, get made, have been in theaters or out of theaters, and have been on streaming for 18 months already. Right? This has been a problem. And granted, Marvel's also been through other upheaval. They changed CEOs. They reevaluated their entire release strategy. But they kept saying they were doing Blade. We had a guy who was 45 when they announced it. He's 50 years old now. And I'm actually going to say a couple things here. Number one, this might not be that bad. Because as it's pointed out in the report, it says that Marvel's actually locked in the story. Like the basic story they've got locked. And that's the key thing. And if they're tightening up the script and rewriting things, that just means you're reworking scenes and you're reworking some dialogue, but your overall story's there. If that's true, then maybe they're not in as bad shape as it seems.
Okay. If you said they're back to square one, the overall story is probably not locked anymore. Then, if they're back to square one,
No, the overall story, the overall story has always pretty much been Vampire Highlander.
Yeah. But
So
you cannot say it's back at square one if the overall story is still pretty much unlocked. Square one's basically back at the beginning, the drawing board.
I don't know. They should probably just kill it, which is probably what they should have done with Cat 4. I still think that's probably what's going to happen. There used to be this thing where they would spend so much money. First, they would spend so much money on purchasing an option for a project, a book, whatever, some kind of somebody else's intellectual property. And so the option, they purchased the option, they would either sit on it or the option would go into development. So now I totally lost my train of thought. So you kill projects that early on, but my point was they would spend so much money developing a project that they had no choice but to follow through with it and make it to somehow recoup some of their investments, to have some kind of return. When they stop doing that, I don't know, but it seems to me like if they're going to be upwards of like $500-600 million on this, I know nobody cares about how much movies cost and how much they make, but the unfortunate thing is that it is important. And I just don't see how there's going to be a salvageable film coming out of that one. So Blade is kind of like, it seems to me like the Blade news is almost a distraction because there's really nothing there. It's just the same old story. And where Cat 4 is very much the same old story, there's a whole lot there. But so this just seems like a distraction, like it almost like it was kind of planted as a distraction, because I think everybody's pretty much known that Michael Green hasn't been involved for a little while at least. So
I mean, it's like Perry White and Batman v Superman. In other news, water is wet. Like that's basically it. Like whenever something happens with Blade, it's like in other news.
This is the model, though. This is how, there's, like I said, there's probably been so much previs done on it that they're just essentially trying to fit a screenplay into a series of moving storyboards. That's the Marvel way. Why do if they actually think they can start filming Fantastic Four in July and then have it completely done in a year and look like it should I think they're sorely mistaken unless they've already made the movie in previs and they're just going to drop their live action actors after a 3-month shoot into it. So, yeah, I don't know.
And by the way, for the people who say like, "Oh yeah, the MCU's cooking," it's like just even if Deadpool and Wolverine's a big success and a great movie, that doesn't mean Captain America 4 is going to be.
No,
Like I tell people this all the time. It's like different directors, certain projects are going to get prioritized over others. It was like with Guardians and the Marvels. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, yeah, great movie. Didn't mean Marvel was back. Look what happened afterwards, the Marvels.
yeah.
No, you're going to hear a lot of projects. You're going to hear about a lot of shit that's just never going to happen.
But I
And
am now at a point.
that's part of a purposeful
Something I have
obfuscation
denied
of
before,
the
didn't believe it
matters
before.
at hand.
but I am now at a point that I'm going to say this. I do not believe Mahershala Ali is going to be Blade. I think within the next 2 months, we are going to get the infamous scheduling conflicts, which actually, I should put quotes around it. It's probably going to become a truth. Like there's probably going to be a scheduling thing because this guy can only put his career on hold for so long. And and again, I have no insider information on that. Nobody's told me Mahershala Ali isn't going to be, so just kill the headlines right now. I'm just saying, as a fan, I think I'm at the point now that I just don't believe Mahershala Ali is going to be it. I think at some point he's going to go, you know what, guys, it's been fun. I've waited 5 years. I'm going to go do something else. God bless, peace out, and go.
I'm going to join the DCU.
I just don't think it's going to happen anymore. I think the movie will still happen in 2043. I think 2043 is probably good.
It's up to Degrassi. You'll be 70 by then.
Yeah, and he's just a couple years behind me, so
yeah,
right? He's what, 51, 52, 53?
I don't know, with the way Campea acts, I think I still feel like he's a toddler.
Everybody is, though. That's the thing. Is we all like maturity or whatever. It's all like being an adult. Adulthood's I don't know, a bunch of bullshit. Nobody knows anything, Everyone you ever looked up to when you were a kid and a young adult that you thought had everything figured out, they were winging it too. It's just how it is. Fake it till you make it,
Good target. Yeah. 2043, we'll get Blade. I'm at the point, and I hope I'm wrong. And again, I'm probably wrong. Nobody's telling me this. I'm just saying, Rob, I just don't even think he's going to be Blade anymore. I think this has become a mess of comical proportions. And granted, this has got roots with a lot of problems. Anyway, guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Miracle Made. Did you know that your temperature at night can
I honestly have to say those ads, like the ads that YouTubers do, they're for their sponsors. Yeah. Like the in-stream ads, right? I lose. Anybody that does that, I don't care how into their content quote I am. I just lose. Mm-hmm. I get it. You got to pay the bills, do a real fucking job or something. I don't know.
Oh my goodness! I just finally noticed Robert Meyer Burnett's eyebrows. I was like, does he not have eyebrows anymore? Like, now I noticed.
No, his
he shaved it or got burned.
His significant other is a wonderful stylist. So he has an in-house stylist who does excellent work. So
what's this Elizabeth, is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was on his she was on his streams when he did the drinking.
She's a peach, but
whining and dining, whining and over drinking wine together while they talk about a movie they've seen together.
Doomcock's
can't say anything about either of their significant others except why. Why?
Yeah, Doomcock is live right now, but
no, he's losing though. Like he literally just posted the most batshit crazy thing on Twitter. Actually, no, a few hours ago by saying all this woke shit, all the terrible scripts, all the fictional character assassinations. This is not accidental or random. This is an attack on Western civilization by enemies within and without to destroy our culture and demoralize us. Have no doubt, we are being attacked. And he put attacked all in caps.
He's the one that wears the helmet.
Good old Dirk Cook.
Commandant, this is he's the Commandant.
Information about this. I haven't talked to anybody about this. I don't know about this. But from my perspective, I think that they have a real problem with the whole
Look at
premise
that
of
bloat.
Blade existing.
Get that
within the
man
MCU.
a water pill. Get that man a diuretic, would you? Look at that water weight. That's impressive. I really got to say. Really, all it would take would be a couple days of just, a heavy diuretic. I'm sure he's on a blood pressure medication. Have him throw a little water pill in there with your blood pressure medication, Rob. You'll be better for it.
They have clearly struggled with that.
And
yeah.
I think that's a big problem because, look, the MCU, they've got 15 years of it. I find the supernatural in general is problematic because you have to explain within the MCU as they've set up beginning in Iron Man 1, where did it all come from?
Well, you kind of do explain supernatural stuff in the MCU.
They made 2 whole movies with supernatural stuff. Well, one and a half. Both of the Doctor Strange movies. We'll call them 1.5 supernaturals because the second one was just your basic superhero bullshit.
They kind of explain if you WandaVision and Doctor Strange, they kind of explain how Scarlet Witch is supernatural. Book. Hello, like, and the comics explain a lot of supernatural stuff. Only one of those people on that show would know about that. Campea doesn't. I used to know the book. Fuck, I'm blanking on the book. But the book in the comics, the version of the book in the comics,
Darkhold?
The Darkhold was not just specifically for the Scarlet Witch. It was for Werewolf by Night and other supernatural stuff in the comics. It was like one of the basis for supernatural beginnings in the comics.
Yeah, I think that was like late 70s, mid 70s creation.
Yeah.
Even then, I don't know. Like, that's the thing is why does everything need to have a you don't need to explain everything away. Some shit just is, right? They have magical powers. Deal with it.
This is the same universe as space and have gods. Like, seriously. We got Thor. We got Loki. Magic. We had magic since the beginning of the MCU.
I believe it is a condition of modern society that everyone has to be drawn a picture and everything must be explained, and you can't leave anything up to interpretation or I don't know what. You can't be vague about anything anymore. You can't be like somewhere along the way, a vast majority of people have lost the ability to think in the abstract. And
the thing is, Wahlberg wants everything to make sense. Everything to connect. Everything needs to make sense. If you really hear him talk on these shows,
I don't think he needs that. I think he knows that his audience needs that, and he's catering to them.
When I see Thor, they use magic in Thor. I'm assuming they're gods. They would know magic.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
Even the idea of if you're a vampire in this world and there's enough vampires that you need a character like Blade, the question is, like with the X-Men, well, where have they been? And if there are vampires and they have a secret society like we saw in Blade, the original New Line, Stephen Norrington Blade, do the superheroes know about this? Did the Eternals know about this? Do the Celestials know about this? And if there are the undead, I mean, we've seen Dormammu, and there's a whole existential element.
I know there's people that have those same kind of questions too, but like, so what? So what? So what?
It's I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't understand the need for audiences to have everything be. It's just weird to me. I don't know. It almost makes my head hurt just trying to even make sense of why people need that. In their pop culture and media, you know. Philip Jose Farmer, he was an author, a science fiction fantasy author, essayist, academic. He wrote, one second, let me he wrote this he wrote a Doc Savage novel and a Tarzan novel, and he wrote them as if they were real life. And then he had this literary theory, which he called the Wold-Newton theory, in which all of your fictions are interconnected. And it's kind of what Alan Moore used as the basis for the world of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, where all of these disparate literary characters that existed at the same time, which were fortunately for him all public domain, he could bring together into a cohesive universe and tell a story where they were like a Victorian era Justice League, right? Mm-hmm. So I love the Wold-Newton theory and everything that it implies in our fiction. But you don't need not everything has to be that way. Like this, the Fantastic Four movie is going to wake a lot of people up, I think, you know, and if they stick with the plan,
you know,
it's going to make a lot of people mad because they're, you know, that's just it's all the same universe and we got to spurg out on it.
A lot of them are mad because they think that Julie Gardner character is the actual Silver Surfer, like we're going to get in the future.
What if she is?
I don't know.
I mean, what are they going to do about it?
She's
not go see the movie? Aren't they all already saying they're not going to go see the movie? If we've already lost them, fuck them.
Anybody says they're going to boycott something, they're lying. And even if the people say, "Oh, I'm not going to pay to see a movie. I'll just download and watch it on legally pirating," it still means you've seen the movie.
Yeah. Tell me how much you hate something while you're sitting in front of a wall full of it. That never ceases to amaze me.
What do you think?
I hate Star Wars. Look at my Star Wars toys.
The chuds, right? The chuds say this all the time. And
it's not just the chuds. It's perfectly reasonable people that have the most absurd takes. Like literally, look at my new Star Wars toy. I hate Star Wars. Look at my new Star Wars toy.
Didn't Jeremy Griggs used to rant about Star Wars while wearing a Star Wars hat?
I'm sure he did. I don't know. I think I've watched approximately two videos of his, and I learned everything I needed to know about that little person in less than 10 minutes worth of videos. Griggs is what we call a guy who is mad because he didn't meet the height requirement to make the local police force.
Well, he didn't finish high school, so he.
Shocker.
So, like,
did he even bother?
He didn't even have the proper education.
I mean, hey, GED's good enough. That's got GED right there.
I don't even know if he got his GED. I honestly have no idea.
GED's good enough. That's why it starts with those two letters.
You'd be surprised how many a lot of famous people have GEDs.
Famous doesn't mean you're smart.
Yeah.
Wealthy doesn't mean you're smart.
Well,
smart doesn't mean you're wealthy.
I didn't hear it. Kate Blanchett said she's middle class. I'm like, you're a millionaire. You're middle class. If she's middle class, then I'm worried.
Yeah, when you've got to pay. Let's say you don't just have, like, some people represent themselves. Some people have an agent. Some people have an agent and a manager. Some people have an agent, a manager, and a lawyer. Some people have an agent, a manager, a lawyer, a chef, a driver. And you're giving every one of them 10 to.
She's still not middle 15. Class, though. She's.
What if she lives like she is, though?
Oh, yeah, but like you could.
What if she's giving all of her money away? I mean, I don't know how she lives.
I know, but like.
So I'm not going to say. I mean, is it kind of preposterous for her to say I'm middle class? I don't know. Probably. I really don't. I don't want to hear that shit from actors. No. Celebrities, we're just like you. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you're like.
I know you are. I know they shit and stink just like everyone else, but at the same time,
they got stupid opinions like us.
Yeah, but they just have bigger platforms. While they did, I don't know if they do anymore.
No, no. Let's continue this. Where does this pick come from? Did they make this pick themselves? Did they make this pick?
Element to the idea of vampires and a daywalker and all that might run counterproductive. That might run not counterproductive, but counter.
Hey, we learned in WandaVision there's riches. Okay, where were they in the first 3 phases? Where were the riches in the first 3 phases? Okay, come on, Bobbert, come on. We found out.
He's got Trek brain. Dude's got Trek brain.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be canonical and have verisimilitude. I was like, just shut
Everybody
up,
has to have a
nerd.
reason. Why does this happen? How does this happen? Why all of a sudden these different species all of a sudden showed up? Like, how did they get there? He's gonna be pissed. He's gonna be pissed with the James Gunn DCU because like you said, Degrassi is not gonna be like that, right? It's gonna be all.
You like what?
It's gonna be like, oh, this is how they explained. This is how they explain they show the origins of this.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, like I mean, you're not gonna. It's not. He's not gonna draw you a picture, man. He's making a movie. He's not. You know.
Yeah.
I like how did they like Furiosa?
I didn't see it yet. Oh no, they like Furiosa.
No, did John and Bob? That sounds like a Bob and John. Bob and John sounds like a gay cowboy comedy act.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched the video, but I could tell on the thumbnail they liked it.
Okay, so if they both liked Furiosa, they clearly don't need everything explained to them through exposition, and they don't need to be drawn a diagram of how like one scene leads into the next. But somehow with this stuff, they do, and it seems to me it's probably because of the audience. They know that they've got a bunch of people out there who are pulling their fucking hair out because they can't stand the idea of every last thing being connected to whatever came before, right? And it's a problem for them, and they know that, and they know their pay pigs are going to shell out for it. So that's what I think. I could be wrong.
I wonder if Blade, they're going to show a flashback because maybe he knows Dane Whitman's uncle or uncle based on the end credit scene of Eternal.
I don't know. It's just it's always been, like I said, Vampire Highlander, a series of you know how Highlander would jump around, it would be in modern time, and then something would happen and he would flash back to a previous encounter with another Highlander or whatever, and then it would show him progress through all of the various quickenings until he became the one, right?
They could probably try to explain how Dracula came to be.
Why? I don't know. It's stupid. They should just let it die. And these two nerds
they come up with these
talking about it. They don't have anything.
They run into this wall.
They don't have anything better or worse to say about it than we do.
And we've got Agatha all the time. It's about Coven of Witches. Now, you can believe
Agatha
there's
all the
magic
time.
users because there's Doctor Strange. But like, if there are vampires,
Doctor Strange is not just the first magic. There's been magic in the DCU before Doctor Strange. It's called Thor. Thor had magic.
Agatha all the time.
Yeah, Agatha all the time. Thor had magic, man. Come on, Thor had magic.
Agatha all day and all night.
Yeah. Agatha all day, all night. And magic. The Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch. Even though she was a Scarlet Witch at the time, she had magic there too at the time when she was introduced. The Hex Bolt. You think she just developed that? You think that just came out? No, that was magic. They kind of explained that in one.
They've retconned her shit so much that there's no way they won't. And that's what I'm ready for. Is for this. I want the Marvel universe to go on for so long that they start retconning shit to where people are like, "What? Why did they do that?" Like in the comics, where you just kind of have to go with it. Oh, okay. I guess
usually when they reboot the comics is because it's not selling well anymore, so they start.
Well, not necessarily that, but when comics were selling, just the creative teams, there'd be a switch up in creative teams, and whether it was planned or not, the next guy would have to pick up the pieces, all the damage, and clean up all the shit that the last guy did, and that would involve what was it like? Say Roy Thomas going back and retconning most of the shit that John Byrne did with the West Coast Avengers, or kind of the same thing they did with Post-Crisis Superman. Over time, Post-Crisis Superman just basically became Pre-Crisis Superman. So, it's. I want to see that. I want to see Marvel do that in the movies.
Subculture that exists. Were they snapped away by Thanos, or because they're the undead? How are they governed? Now, I might be overthinking this, but I think every time
I might be overthinking this. You think, Bob?
Yeah.
You think? Over drinking, Bob, overthinking things.
Bob, why don't you do yourself? Write all this theories to have for the MCU and send it to Kevin Feige. Do that.
Oh, did John have him flown in? Is that what we got going on here? He's actually in studio with John today in this video.
Yeah, at the back of John's home.
There's no love lost there. They're pretending to be friends. It's a mutually beneficial relationship. Man, there's no way that if he drove from his place to Campea's to be on this show, that who's doing Campea's makeup?
I don't think Campea does makeup.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, well, wait a minute.
He's a
If
vain.
this is true, where have they been?
Yeah.
I guarantee you he wears.
Why does nobody know about them? Do the mystic arts people over on and do the people over there, do they know vampires
I'm
exist?
sure maybe Wong knows, maybe Doctor Strange knows, because it maybe have books on that. I would assume that.
This is just the disingenuousness of Bob, in effect. He's read enough comics to know that there are answers to all of these hypothetical questions that he's posing. He's just blowing out hot air, right?
Yeah.
Because he has to. He's being paid to be here. I don't care whether it's through his transportation, right?
And Bob.
He's probably got some gas station
Bob,
Danish there for him.
There's been movies and TV shows where the vampires were not in plain sight either, because they only come out at night. They were not always wanting things. They were never visible and stuff. They were always in the dark. I don't mean like when it's night. I mean like in the dark, behind the shadows, stuff like that. That's possible it can happen here.
Well, how are you going to enjoy a movie for 2 hours and 10 minutes or whatever if all you're thinking about while you're watching it is how did everything that led up to this happen? You know what I'm saying? Like that he's being a disingenuous boob, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what he's best at. And he's just like, they know their audience. They know that the vast majority of people that are sitting at home with nothing better to do than listening to these two blithering fucking idiots talk about stuff that I guess everybody else is talking about that day. And yeah, they don't know. He's saying a bunch of stuff that he already knows the answer to.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
But he knows that the people watching don't, and that it gets their thongs in a knot just thinking about it. Yeah, he's right. What? How do they explain all this away and make it make sense for my tiny little brain? That's what he's saying, and it cracks me up, man. It cracks me up.
And if vampires do exist, do they have a problem with them?
And in this world, are they just considered mutants?
What?
Again, I think.
I mean, how did the vampire
Lestat
become a vampire? Did we ever see that story? What was Louis doing before Lestat turned him into a vampire? Do we know anything about Claudia's parents?
Oh.
What about the acting troupe of vampires? You see what I'm saying?
When I first saw Mrs. Fisk, You know when I first saw Mr. Sinister, I thought he was a vampire at first. Mr. Sinister, because he looked like a vampire.
Yeah. I guess.
Oh,
Yeah. He's got the sharp, pointy teeth, doesn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you make a Blade movie in this universe that we've already seen exist for this long? I don't know.
I've got the answer, by the way. I got the answer to the problem.
No,
Mahershala Ali's getting older.
Through a series of
probably wanting to move
flashbacks
on.
that
At
show
this point,
us how they've been there the whole time without us knowing. That's how, Bob. See how easy that was? Gee, you'd think a
Yeah.
creative mastermind like him would be able to just come up with something like that off the top of his flat head. Fucking Lego-headed
the answer to all your
boob.
problems. Right here. Right here. Take a look. Sticky fingers. Ladies and gentlemen, bring back. Let's start the hashtag. I want this to become a worldwide movement.
I thought-
Justice
God,
for Sticky
no.
Fingers. Bring him back. He's our Blade.
You got to explain that there was a Blade TV series.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know,
I
there
didn't know
was a
this.
Blade TV
Yeah,
series.
do you know who the
with
head writer
Sticky
and
Fingers
showrunner of the Blade
as Blade.
Blade TV series was?
You know what?
You know how you beat
I
him?
didn't hate the show.
No.
I didn't-
No. Who?
Jeff Johns.
Don't-
Jeff Johns and David
Jeff
Goyer.
Johns. Oh,
Oh.
David Goyer. I never penciled Jeff Johns as a Marvel guy. I guess he's more known for his DC stuff. But
Yeah,
well,
Jeff, David
who the hell's
Goyer
Sticky
produced
Fingers?
for Spike. Sticky Fingers is a rapper. He was
Oh.
in Onyx,
I know
the
he's
group
a rapper.
Onyx.
oh,
Yeah, Jeff Johns. He might have written every episode of that. I can't remember, but I know that Goyer produced it, and Jeff Johns was deeply involved with it. It was on Spike TV after the Nashville network rebranded itself to
Well, it
Spike
doesn't-
TV.
it's not that old either. It came out like 18 years ago. Wow.
That's
Well,
old. That's almost
Yeah,
2 decades ago, bro.
It is.
And it's essentially served as it was pretty much like a continuation of
I
the
thought-
movies. For
I thought he was gonna joke around for Buffy on there, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
it felt like it looked and felt a lot like the movies. So it definitely had it was a New Line show, and so they definitely kept it in line with the movie.
It would be funny if
The
you joked
movies.
Buffy. It would be funny if you put Buffy out there instead. Be like,
There's
Buffy.
also I want to say in 78, maybe it's later than that. Sometime in the late 70s, early 80s, Toei, the Toei group, the Japanese television studio, they produce movies and stuff. They had an intercontinental deal with Marvel where they
It's-
traded some stuff, and
Isn't Buffy the Vampire Slayer Marvel 2 now, or made by Marvel Comics? Their comics.
I don't know who does Buffy comics. I thought IDW did.
IDW. Let's see.
Yeah,
Comics. And that they did the comics.
Dark Horse did. Dark Horse had them for a while, and
Okay. Yeah, the comics were after the show ended. No, 1998, 2018. Okay. Well, because and
maybe
the
Dark
show,
Horse still has them. I don't know.
the show is actually canon to the movie, the Christy Swanson movie. It's actually canon because it takes place after that.
Okay, Boom Studios. It was Dark Horse, then IDW, then back to Dark Horse, but now Boom Studios has them.
Yeah, I don't think they're going through that reboot. Remember they were talking about doing a reboot? I don't think they're going to go through with it. I think they had decided.
Oh no, they're going through with it.
I think they're one into issues.
No, I don't think so. It's happening.
All right, let's see.
It this year mostly is when they started cooking again.
I don't know what would be as good as.
There's no issues right now. It's They're moving right along.
Oh yeah, Dolly Parton. Okay, Dolly Parton is the one doing it. Is the one involved. The reboot. Okay.
She produced the TV show.
Oh, the Joss Whedon show. Yes, I did say Joss Whedon. I don't.
Yeah, he won't be involved.
Sarah Michelle Gellar. I think she kind of retired from acting.
And she's going to come back for the Southland Tales show.
Oh really?
If MGM gets that Southland Tales show off on Amazon, then she'll be back. Everybody, if that show happens, everybody will be back, including The Rock.
She's.
Everyone that survived that movie, and even some that didn't, will be back.
Mm-hmm. All right, look at Campea. It looks too happy here.
Didn't either.
I didn't hate the show.
I didn't either.
What's that, Ray?
You know how you beat him? Put that picture back up.
Oh yeah.
You just have to shoot him in the.
Is that supposed to be the same character that Jessica Biel played?
I don't know. I don't remember.
What if Ryan Reynolds makes an appearance in the Blade movie? Like, I was in
No. Nope.
It's Deadpool.
They did. There was a character named after Ethan Van Sciver in the show.
What if Triple H makes an appearance? That's like Memories in Blade 3? Triple H.
That's the only part that's really not over.
Just shoot him in the tattoo, and
I
you're
have
all
no idea.
you're all good
I have a
and
question for
ready
you,
to
the
go.
grass.
This is bad
Was Marvel really considering Triple H for Thor, or is that just a joke?
When Paramount was making Thor?
Yeah, when Thor was gonna happen, when Thor was announced. Back in
I don't know.
2009.
I would imagine that any big muscly dude with long blonde hair was considered at some point.
Yeah, Triple H really acted a little bit. He was in that movie Chaperone.
This is unfortunate.
Are you losing hope, Ray? Because
No,
nobody's
I'm not.
more
Hearing
excited
that.
than you for this.
I'm not. It's just one of those things where it's
man.
like, what else is new?
When are you ever gonna get
It's almost
positive news,
becoming
right?
normal. This news, it's almost becoming normal. It's to the point where it's kind of like if it comes out, it comes out. It's not. It's the what they're doing here is roller coaster excitement to really, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like after you do that a couple of times, you kind of get over it and just wait for it to come out. Now.
You know what it's reminding? You know what the life cycle of this is reminding me of? This is going back a bit. The life cycle of this movie is eerily similar to me of the Halo movie that Peter Jackson was going to produce, and
eerily similar
director
Neil
Neil
Blomkamp.
Blomkamp. That Neil Blomkamp was going to direct the whole. Like, seriously, if you go back and watch the lifespan of that movie and what.
So Blade's basically just a red herring, a placeholder. It's going to be a different movie. It's not going to be Blade at all. It's going to be a different character because we know what happened at Halo movie. District 9.
Yeah, no, they're not going to do that.
No.
Wasn't there were rumors about it's going to be about Blade's daughter, and those are from the same people that said Superman wasn't going to be about Clark Kent; it was going to be about John Kent, and
What?
just ignorant fucking people. But
Why would it?
you know how they go.
It's eerily familiar to this, and of course, we all know what happened to that project. Eventually, it just died, and they didn't do it.
Here's a thought. Remember the last what was the last video game showcase where they showed that teaser of Blade, the Blade game?
Oh, we're at the Video Game Awards.
Oh,
that looked
that's
great.
Gonna come out before.
Yeah, that
movie.
game is going to come out before that game.
Yeah,
they didn't even
see,
start
that's what I'm
developing
saying.
until
Like
a year after they announced this movie is going to come out before this movie does.
You know what else, John? I was just thinking. So there was a pretty good miniseries during the Hickman era of X-Men. That was it was Avengers, X-Men, and Eternals. And in
I remember
Eternals,
that one, yeah.
Yeah, so the Druig of the Eternals decides, well, now that the X-Men have defeated death, now that they can be resurrected, they've become deviants. They've gone too far. So the Eternals like, we have to destroy the X-Men. It's time. They're too. So in a world where
look at all this knowledge he has that he was pretending he didn't have before.
Yeah.
They're busy.
Could be
very busy.
I'm just saying. I mean, there's a lot of questions I have as a
there's a lot of world threats going on at the same time. There's a lot of things going on in the world at the same time. There's not just one thing one thing going down in the world, right? You know, the world's a big place, right? There's a lot of things going down. Not every hero will be in the same place. If that was the case, like if that was the case, they'd all
They're
be
just stories, and if all you're focused on is the one that's in front of you when you're reading it or watching it or listening to it, then none of the other shit should matter, really.
If
You
that's-
know. And
that's
if
the
the
case,
if the creatives are doing their job, right, and in most cases they are, the audience is just,
Mhm.
it's
Look
yeah,
at this.
don't even.
Look at this.
But-
I should have put this pic. I should have snapped this pic. Look at this. This is just too perfect.
He sounds like he's been, I don't know. He sounds a little congested to me.
Someone put that on a thumbnail.
I'm gonna. I'm sorry. What's the timestamp? 12:13. Okay.
Well,
Oh, you know the
man,
thing that
in
you sent me
universe-
earlier today
That's about
about
the same
someone getting something done to them on another stream, and I didn't know
Yeah.
where it was. I found it,
hmm
and they fucking did it to themselves.
Yes, they did.
Nope.
Yes.
Nobody else did it. Nobody else did it to him. He did it to himself. Live action. So
I'll let George
whatever. And that shit's funny though. It almost feels like dude did it on purpose to see what he would say, and he said he walked right into it. You know.
Wait, did this happen? Did this happen on the stream we were both in the same chat of before?
No, it was review. It was on review text.
Oh, review text. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I felt like a lot happened in that.
Why don't they just
in another stream?
Make this
today.
a one-off.
Yeah.
What does he say? Oh, here's what he
You
said.
know,
Why don't they
you
just
ever
make
see-
this a one-off? Gee, you think all these movies from here on out aren't going to be a one-off?
Turning
Because
into
Marvel
Because
doesn't
that's
do
kind of
that.
what it feels
Yeah.
like to me.
I mean, I've been saying literally for 5 years, I've been saying I wish that Marvel had the testicular fortitude to do what DC did by creating what ifs and like one-offs, right? That aren't beholden to the overall cinematic universe. And
First of all, DC they did that because they're going in a new direction. And DC actually
No, he's talking about what they did before, the DCEU.
Okay, Blue Beetle and the Flash are only one-offs. Aquaman
But
sequel,
they
Wonder Woman,
weren't.
Yeah.
But no, they weren't really. None of those were one-offs. They were all
Okay.
at one point connected, whether
Yeah.
they still were. But I don't know,
Blue
man.
Beetle
If you're
Flash-
no matter if your movie is the people that did see Madam Web that didn't know any better, you think they know the difference,
No.
right? So do you think people that watch Suicide Squad and the Suicide Squad know the difference?
Nope.
And if they do you think that most of them even care? You know, it's just like this is all it's ridiculous. Like what happens? How many heads are gonna explode if and when and if Jason Momoa shows up in one of these DC projects as Aquaman? I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying I think he is.
hmm
And well, he should be Lobo. Okay, go from being a main character to a supporting character, because Lobo's not going to be a main character in anything until they get to a Lobo show or a movie.
I don't think
Right.
I can take-
would be interesting. Go ahead,
I'm
Jordan.
sure it would be interesting. I'm sure it would be good, but that's a massive.
Yeah.
That's a demotion.
So, so
That's like Mike
basi-
Flanagan. That's like Mike Flanagan directing an Exorcist movie.
So is
You've
John
been
Camp-
demoted, sir.
Is John Campea saying that things should not be connected? Where's like where
He's
where's that
saying,
dark?
he's saying this is not. It's okay. Take Marvel, have some balls, and just do a one-off. Don't have the sequels.
Oh, where's Matt Jarbo to freak out about this? Because he was saying the MCU is dead because not everything's going to be connected anymore, or you don't
He's on
need to
the-
watch the previous thing.
Everything.
expert truck. He's on
It's
the
all
expert truck.
it's all part of the same universe. It's just not. It's gonna be connected, but not all. Everything is gonna be directly connected.
Yeah.
That's all. Like the comics, everything in the comics is connected. Not everything is directly connected. That's all it is.
Michael Keaton played the same character in two different films from two different movie studios by two different directors. He played in the same year or within a year, played the same character.
Exactly.
And like, nobody was like, it's all in the same universe because those books were written by the same author.
Yeah.
Nobody, it's just like, they were just good movies that people went to see. Just go see a fucking movie and let all the other shit go.
People want to try to act smarter than they really are.
Just go see a movie.
They did it with everybody. Poo. They said, "Oh, it'll never work."
fun.
And then they did the Joker movie, made $1 billion, nominated for Best Picture, and won Joaquin Phoenix an Academy Award. It can work. I would love to see them do ELA. Just say this is in a Marvel universe, but this is an Elseworlds.
You can't use that argument. You can't say DC has done one-offs and then use Joker as an example because you know John Campea they're getting a sequel. You know that. You can't use that.
I think he means one-off in as so much as it's not not connected to a greater self-contained fictional universe.
He should have said Batman then. The Batman.
Yeah, the Batman.
And that's what
but we know that in Matt Reeves' Gotham that there's a Metropolis, right? Weren't there references to Metropolis in the Batman?
Yeah. Lex Luthor is mentioned in.
Were there references to Lex?
The graphic novel, I think. The Lex Corp is mentioned in the graphic novel, I believe.
Oh yeah, that doesn't matter. But I'm talking about the movie itself. I know there's a Metropolis reference, but I don't know if it goes any further than that.
The George Clooney movie, Superman, is in that universe. Because he mentions him. This is why Superman doesn't have a sidekick. Yeah. Remember that. I want a car.
Yeah.
This is why Superman doesn't have a sidekick.
But I'll take it in the regular cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Maybe their explanation for vampires, Rob, is going to be the same that the explanation that you propose for X-Men. Vampires have always been there. They've just been very good at keeping their whole existence a secret.
Yeah, the Eternals, I guess, didn't know.
The Eternals, they didn't know.
Yeah.
But what happened?
There's only 7 Eternals. There was like 7 or 8 Eternals.
Yeah, and there's only
the
so much time.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need an entire extra subplot about the Eternals discovering vampires so Puddinhead Bob can be happy. Old wet brain Bob there.
And it's perfectly explained over the centuries, the Eternals, that they kind of abandoned, well, not really abandoned, but they went away from helping humanity grow. Okay? So, seriously. The Eternals were there from the beginning. But, so, you know what? Humanity grew hundreds and hundreds to thousands to millions to billions of people. Not just humans. Seriously. If that's the case, shouldn't the Eternals know there was riches too? Hey, there's been riches this whole time. Should they know that should they know there was gods too? Thor, like the Asgardians.
If there's witches, we gotta make Hocus Pocus canon to the MCU.
No. They can say that point. Why the Eternals? You can say the Eternals knew everything, know everything. The whole universe. You can't seriously. And basically, the Eternals were specific. Their names were actually were deity names, right? Their actual names are deity names. Athena is Athena, the goddess of love, right? Not the goddess of love, the goddess of war or wisdom, right? Right? Degrassi. I mean, they're actually deity names, the Eternals, and they were perceived as deities, weren't they?
What are you talking about again?
Eternals. Their names were deity names of the specific worship. They're worshipped by specific groups of people, right? Like Athena was Athena, the goddess, right? Athena doesn't like becoming Athena.
They're kind of plays on
Yeah.
different different gods and stuff like Icarus and Athena.
Gilgamesh.
Yeah, they're yeah, they're plays on it for sure. Plays on
and
the names of
and in the
Yeah,
Marvel
Civil
Cinematic
War.
Universe, it's pretty clear that the gods are considered aliens, not exactly gods. Like Thor is Thor is perceived as a god by the Vikings, by people Earth, but they're really aliens from a different dimension. That's it. Not exactly gods.
yeah. Yeah.
Mutants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they
This guy.
Oh, that guy, man. He stepped into the what he just said something stupid a week or two ago and got roasted on Twitter.
Really, this guy?
The aliens guy? Yeah, and I can't remember what it was, but it was funny.
This guy should be Wolverine with that hair. You know what he looks like with that hair? He looks like Daniel Stern from Home Alone.
Oh yeah.
I want this guy to be the MCU. He could be like the aliens guy, you know? Yeah, we're getting invaded by Thanos. There's aliens. I tell you, there's aliens. We gotta just have this guy. Kevin Feige should get on the phone with this guy. Just have a cameo. Do something like that.
They weren't deviant enough. But vampires, undead, that's pretty deviant.
They kept it really secret. They're very good at keeping it secret. Or maybe vampires are descendant of Eternals. I don't know.
Could be.
Maybe
the lead vampire is an Eternal that we just
Maybe.
don't know about.
Also a robot.
They say there's a theory out there that Mephisto is actually a deviant, or something like that. He's not actually the devil, but he pretends to be the devil. I think.
I think they've done everything with him at some point.
Yeah.
He's been an alien. He's been an extra dimensional
Mm-hmm.
being. He's been the devil. He's been. Yeah, he's had retcon after retcon too.
Yeah.
Since whatever writer wants to explain it away in their own way.
Because in the comics, in the Marvel Cinematic, there's Satan and there's Lucifer.
Yeah, I don't know how the Marvel. They've done so much.
Yeah.
Because I know we have Damien Hellstrom, the son of Satan.
Yeah.
And
Blackheart.
Mephisto's just Mephisto, you know.
And Blackheart's the son of Mephisto, right? And he has a daughter too, Mephistopheles or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
too much. I can't remember.
Yeah. See, there's also Lucifer, right? Like in the Marvel comics, too. I remember Taika Waititi said he was thinking of using Satan, like Satan in.
Yeah, he was going to use the devil in Thor: Love and Thunder.
He was probably told no by Kevin Feige.
Not if you want your movie to play in China.
Oh yeah.
It's just at
Can't
this
be having
point,
that hocus pocus in your movie if you want it to play in China.
I wonder, just wondering, I'm not saying this is the case. I wonder if this is one of those things like the Rian Johnson's new Star Wars trilogy that nobody's come out and said, oh yeah, that thing's been axed, but we all know it's already been axed.
How do you know?
They're just not coming out and saying we axed this thing. Part of me wonders if that's what's going on with Blade.
But what does that story say? They're planning.
Blade has a writer and director. Those Rian Johnson movies, I don't even think have a writer or director to them.
Yeah, they do. Rian Johnson.
Yeah. He might be writing it himself.
Planning on shooting, or it's
Yeah.
still planning.
Oh, here's what the
rumors
aliens
that
guy
they're
got
still
roasted for, right?
What was that?
So Hugh Jackman posted the poster and said, "I've got the high ground," right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Deadpool co-creator Fabian Nicieza retweeted Hugh Jackman saying, "Is he saying Deadpool is a bottom?" And then the
What's the
stupid
Twitter?
aliens guy the stupid aliens guy goes, "What does it matter? And do you understand Deadpool at all?"
What's this? I don't know his. I know
To
his
the
name.
co-creator of the fucking character, and then
What's
he keeps stepping in it and going deeper and deeper and deeper. Well,
What's
Rob Liefeld said that and it's like, just shut up, dude. Shut up.
What's his
You don't
name?
know what
What's
you're
the
talking
Indian
about.
guy's name? Because I know it's Greek.
His name is Giorgio
Oh, fuck.
A.
I don't know how to spell that.
It's
I know. I want that guy to be
Yeah.
you. He could be like a crazy.
I don't. I want him to go away. That's what I want.
I want Bill Maher to be in the MCU. No, I'm kidding. He actually was in the MCU, Bill Maher.
Oh yeah, it was in Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Who?
Bill Maher.
You know he shits on Marvel.
Oh, Bill Maher.
comics
He was in Iron
Actually,
Man 3.
Yeah, he was in it. Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Maher. Remember when comedians were funny?
Mm-hmm.
And now they're just all like fucking political pundits. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's like we got comment
Start shooting
on everything with politics.
later in the year, fourth quarter of this year.
Well, it's
Okay.
typically
So I
the
was about
ones
to
who
say,
aren't
we don't
funny or aren't funny anymore that have leaned into the political grift, you know.
Yeah.
So
like a teaser or something by the end of the year, then I'm going to agree.
Well, they won't even be. They'll even if everything goes
Yeah,
right,
I
they'll
know,
only
I know.
start shooting by the end of the
Yeah.
year. We're definitely
Oh my
not getting
God.
a teaser by the end of the year.
And the next year.
I mean, maybe the end of 2022. I
can
told
do
you.
that.
End of 2042. I told you.
Okay. That's I'm gonna go to another video of this Peacemaker. I don't think the Peacemaker one is gonna be as much. It's gonna be as controversial as this one because it's not. I've watched the Peacemaker one. It's not really that bad, honestly. It's actually shorter than this. 8 minutes. It's 8 minutes long. Yeah, just a minute ago. I accidentally kicked up my video. Sorry, where is it? Okay, here we go. Sorry. All right, let's bring it up. Stop. Oh my God. Okay. There we go. Finally got fixed. Stupid internet. Here we go. Now I just have to. All right, here we go, guys. It's up there, right? No, I have to put it up. Okay, there we go. Look at that smile. Look at that smile.
Let's talk about this, shall we? The single greatest Warner Brothers DC television show ever is not Smallville. It's not Arrow. It's not Flash. It's not Superman and whatever what was the one with Dean Cain? What was that one called?
Clark and Lois and Clark. Yeah,
Clark.
yes, Lois and Clark.
Right, that's it. Doesn't that? No.
They explored America.
Okay, history lesson. Anyone out there? That's a history lesson.
That's a deep cut. Nope.
he's
It's
not
Peacemaker.
well, is he? Campea is not well, is he?
I'll stand on this one. I think Peacemaker is the greatest show DC's ever had on television.
That's a hot take. That's a really hot take. Greatest show.
Wait. Is
DC show on
is
television.
he also including animated stuff? Or just live
No.
action?
No, it's live action.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not surprised he said that because remember he dressed like Peacemaker a couple times.
Oh my! Yes, I remember. It was so cringe. He's dressed like a few characters in the past. I'm trying to remember who else he dressed up as.
Shazam.
Couldn't
Oh
believe it.
yes, I
Didn't he
remember
just-
that.
Didn't
I
he
I'm
just
the
like
guy
Mario?
who said this looks stupid.
Yep. Mario too. Yep. Also Mario.
Oh my.
Yeah. So you
Can't believe I'm
it's
here
weird
watching
seeing-
this with you, Aaron.
Didn't he
it's
change?
just
Wait a
weird
minute.
seeing-
Didn't Campea change his name to Giovanni at one point?
No, that's his actual name. Giovanni.
That's his
Really? That's
actual
his
name.
actual name?
Yeah.
Oh,
But think
I didn't
about
know that.
Giovanni is not exactly a name you want to use in the entertainment industry. You know how
Is,
people
and
change
is
their name?
Campea a shortened version of his real last name too?
I don't know. Oh yeah, I don't know if it's. It might. What is?
I don't know. I
John
just know. Yeah, I mean, I just know that usually when you change, typically when it sounds to me like a shortened version of a.
No, his last name is Campea. I mean, his last name is the Team Rocket boss leader.
Oh yeah, the boss from Team Rocket.
His name,
Prepare for trouble.
Yeah, in Pokemon, the boss of Team Rocket, you know the bad guys always try to steal the Pokemon from Ash, the Pikachu.
No,
boss?
all I know is Pikachu and Jigglypuff.
Okay. Team Rocket's always the villains, right? Team Rocket's are the villains, the organization. They're pride on stealing Pokemon for real selfish games. Their boss is named Giovanni. Yeah. So his last
Yeah,
name
there's
is
another one of my pop culture blind spots is modern episodic anime. I just don't really like. I have my favorite anime from my era and some newer stuff, but I could care less about Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and
just John Campea. is
just
actually-
whatever else.
John Campea is actually the MCU.
Do you remember when he said he almost got a job
Yeah.
with the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences doing something for the Oscars?
Yeah. You know what? He was in he was an extra in the Incredible Hulk movie, uncredited though. So he's in the MCU. Oh my god. You know, remember they kicked him out B23? He just said, "Oh, but I was in the MCU too, man. I was part of Marvel Cinematic Universe." He used that card.
He's still mad about that, huh?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if he has talked about it.
Is he like he looks? He doesn't look right to me. He doesn't look well. I think he's. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something off where.
He's giving me a Joker vibe.
No, he's giving me a like he takes heavy doses of prednisone vibe. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but
No.
I do agree. He does feel off.
he looks almost sickly to me.
Remember, he was in the hospital a couple months ago.
The opposite. Oh yeah. Oh well, there you go.
Yeah, remember.
The opposite of Rob, who looks sickly to me for completely different reasons.
Well, it has something to do with alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
god.
and like I said, he sounds a little congested,
I
man.
remember
Probably a little bit of the booger sugar too.
Yeah.
First of all,
I'm just
why are you
talking
doing
shit.
a
Allegedly,
B-level
I'm
character from a
being
B-level
stupid.
movie?
I don't know. I don't know if he's an
And then they released the
alcoholic
first
and a
clip.
drug
Remember the first
addict,
clip
but
was
many
in the
people have
diner.
said.
Look at him there.
Where Peacemaker comes in and he
Who's the
meets rest of
doucher
team.
down here in the right
They're all
corner?
making fun of him, and he's talking. And I thought this looks like it was shot on a cell phone. And this scene is not funny. And the whole joke is that he's got a pet eagle. This is stupid. And I was crapping on this show before it came out. And then the opening credits started.
Watch
If
this.
you really want it, if you really want, and I'm like, I'm in.
Does he still? Do they still have a hole on this show? In broadcasting, in radio broadcasting, the hole is the affectionate term, which refers to your female co-host. In radio is referred to as the hole. So does John still have a hole in his co-hosting I didn't make it up. That's just what it's called in radio, and in broadcasting. The hole. Does he still have a hole or two on his show?
Maybe.
What's her name? Chris Carr. Has he fired her yet?
Oh, I haven't watched enough. Maybe I'll
Has he?
check it out.
Has he locked her in to his ecosystem to where she can never escape, like he has with these other three people?
I don't know. I know Aaron Cummings doesn't do the show anymore.
I've really got to watch what I say about these people, because it's true, and saying it, like, it's one thing if you lie about somebody because they really like you're lying, and they don't. But if you're telling the truth about somebody and they come after you, it creates problems for everyone. So yeah. Yeah, don't owe somebody so much money that you have to work for them for free. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
And the show went on to become the best WB show ever. Anyway, so John Cena, they started shooting Cena season 2. Peacemaker season 2.
You could call it Cena season 2.
Cena season 2.
Cena season 2. That's pretty funny.
Why not?
And he was just recently at a comic book convention called Comic Palooza. And during a live Q&A, young audience member got up and asked him a question I think a lot of people are wondering. Are we going to see you and Peacemaker cameo or appear in other DC projects other than Peacemaker?
Yes.
To which he said this. This came to us from Screen Rant. Read the following. At this year's Comic Palooza, Cena was asked about showing up in cameos throughout other DC Studios productions. While Peacemaker Season 2 is still being filmed, Cena gave the following response. And I watched the video of this. It's hilarious. It says, do you know who James Gunn is? He's got this look when you make him mad, and it's actually indescribable, and I don't ever want to see it again. So I'm just going to say no comment.
That means yes.
Do you know who James Gunn is? He's got this look when you make him mad, and it's actually indescribable. I don't want to ever see it again. So I'm just going to say no comment. And again, the video is there. If you guys want to go look it up where he's saying that, it's pretty
nobody
funny.
Like ran with John Cena made James Gunn mad.
And this is what we fans do.
What was that? Sorry, I don't.
Nobody ran with the headline that John Cena made James Gunn mad. Urgh.
Yeah. Like, okay, John Cena said that. So why was he mad about?
They were so mad at each other that one of them went to the other's wedding. That's how mad they were.
I'm sure the actors, their friends with directors get mad at each other all the time, like friends do, like family do. It's natural. It happens. I'm sure it happens all the time. I'm sure you made your friends.
You don't get mad if you've never been mad at the people that you love the most, then you're doing it wrong.
Stuffy Wong, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, like I'm sorry. There's no perfect relationship where you never get mad at each other. Just
no, they're too busy being mad at Kathleen Kennedy.
Yes, true. Yeah. They're mad at Kathleen KK. They're mad at.
That's
KK.
the thing is, it's perplexing to me that people would have a problem with a female executive of a corporation or what. Just to say, a female executive for a corporation advocating for other women in her corporation or her business or her industry, right? And wanting to bring more women into it simply because they're women like her. I don't understand how that's an issue. Yeah, should she not hire men who are qualified? No, she shouldn't. If they're qualified, hire them. But if she focuses on hiring women, okay. Like, why is that a problem? Was it recently there was was it a hacker convention or a net engineer convention, or it was an IT convention or an AI convention or a crypto bro convention or something, and some dude, it was a convention that was for women, like a women in tech convention, right? and some dude, like in all of his credentials, faked his way into it, and then gets there and is like, ha ha ha, look at me. I'm a man and I got into your silly woman party. And it's like, what was the fucking point of that, dude?
Just to prove.
You know what I mean? What point?
Exactly. Didn't have
Like I don't. Even if he had a point, why should I care? Why should any of them care? You can't exclude me just because I have a penis. The fuck you can't. This isn't for you. Go home.
Yeah.
I can be a nun, can't I? I don't know how that works. Sure, I guess if a woman can be a priest, you can be a nun.
Okay. Middle nun.
People are crazy, man.
Is that basically a monk? I don't know.
No.
Sister, brother. I don't know what you call brother. Would you call brother?
Oh yeah. Yeah, but that's what they call monks. But
Hey, that's what that'd be like. Yeah, if the convention.
I guess a Catholic monk would be I guess, for lack of a better term, would be a nun.
Yeah.
Now you know why they call them nuns, right?
Oh, why?
Because you ain't getting none.
Oh, that's a good. That makes a lot of sense. That's a good one. It does make sense. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know why they call them nuns. I grew up near a Catholic school. I lived near a Catholic school for a number of years, and several friends that went to that Catholic school and that Catholic church, and many of them they didn't come out unscathed. Let's say.
No. If people think kids that go to Catholic school are so self-righteous, stuff like that, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. There have
been books written about the school that I grew up down the street from.
I say that, and I don't say that just for Catholic schools. I say that for religious schools in general, too.
Yeah, any kind of parochial instruction is just uncool, in my opinion. But whatever, it's just an opinion. Doesn't make it so.
Yeah. What else is there?
We've got to interpret. We can't just take people for what they say. We movie fans have to be stupid sometimes and try to interpret. So I'm going to interpret. This sounds to me like the answer is yes.
Well, no comment usually means yes. Usually, you just can't.
Yeah, it's not like they're on trial. It's not like he's on trial.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
The fans versus John Campea. All rise.
And, I mean, we said this to Grassy and George. I said this. The Peacemaker probably like more appearances, not just his show. They're going to get use out of him. Look, John Cena's career is winding down as a wrestler. He specifically said that. He's winding down as a wrestler. Okay? So, don't worry about him not appearing in stuff. He'll be appearing in more stuff, DC related. He'll probably appear in the Waller show. Because Peacemaker ties into the Waller show.
Yeah, he'll be
right.
almost positive he'll be in
to me,
Waller.
and I could be wrong. This is pure speculation on fan-based.
You're assuming.
Fan speculation. Never assume because it makes an asset of you and you. But
you should put to yourself.
To me, it's like if he's not doing other stuff, there's no harm in saying, as of right now, no. James is very busy developing this universe. I've got a lot of stuff going on, and right now we're just really focused on Peacemaker season 2.
But people, when actors say that, people automatically say, yeah, he's lying.
I mean,
when actors,
would you be surprised if he shows up in everything? I wouldn't be surprised if he has.
Yeah.
Is it going to be necessary for him to be in Supergirl? No, I doubt he's in Supergirl.
Yeah.
Let's see. Waller, yeah. Creature Commandos, yeah. Superman, yeah. What else? The Authority, probably.
Yeah. It
It's
makes
just
sense for his character to show up. And you remember,
Yep.
This
That's
Superman
kind of
is the
how
one.
I think that's kind of how everything is. It's where it makes sense. They're not. Here's what I don't think James Gunn is going to be doing. He's not going to be making his special effects guys. He's not going to be telling his special effects guys to change something, and I'm not going to pay you for it 2 weeks before the movie comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like shit, and everybody cries about why are these VFX wonky, right? That's what he's not going to do.
Yeah.
I had a point, but I lost it. I gotta probably put my vape down. He's got two movies, three if you count Coyote versus Acme.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to reasonably assume he could be in everything, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really, there's a couple of scenes in Coyote versus Acme, Coyote versus Acme that, that just,
Sean Cena.
it did solidify him as like pure comedic force. Because he just plays everything straight, and even in the most ridiculous of circumstances, just that's where his wrestling, all of his years in, just the ability to sell something. I don't think anybody can learn how to sell a performance the way that you can in a professional wrestling ring, and he uses that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I look at this. Oh, that's the face right there. That's the Campea face of all time right there.
Put that on a thumbnail. Look like all this thumbnail like potential.
We're laser focused on Peacemaker season 2 right now, and we'll see what the future holds. If you are doing something, you say, "I can't say a thing." So I am interpreting this as him kind of hinting that we will.
When you say I can't say a thing, it means people don't believe you either when you say something like that.
Yeah, look at the cast
Here's the
of Cena's got another Amazon movie coming up called Heads of State. Well, that's and just look at the cast for that movie and you're like, oh shit.
No matter what the actor says, whether he's denying or saying it, nobody's gonna. I mean, if he says it, people are gonna believe him. But once you deny something, people are not gonna believe you anyway until they see it.
I don't believe. If he said no, I'm not, I wouldn't believe him. If he said yes, I am, I would.
Exactly.
Like when Tom Holland says, "Oh, I can't wait to be Spider-Man again. I've got a few more of those in me." I don't believe him.
Yeah.
I believe he thinks that he's fucked himself playing Spider-Man.
Or
the money and the fame and all of that, the adulation, all that's great, but
that's why he's doing the play. Now he's doing a Romeo and Juliet.
Every other thing that he's ever done since he became Spider-Man is just what I don't know. I kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah, no, because like every time like he says, "Oh, something's coming up," it's like Spider-Man. It's like, no, I'm doing Romeo and Juliet. It's like he wants to do. I can tell he wants to do other stuff, but everyone's like, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Uncharted ain't gonna cut it.
It's almost on the levels of like Snyder fandom. Whenever someone from the old it's like we got something coming, it's like Snyderverse.
There is where is the Snyder fandom? Is that even a thing anymore?
Yeah, it's still there. It's still there.
Like,
not as loud.
But it's
I mean, listen,
I made a point to RJ earlier today.
Thing. I mean, it was the #1 show.
What? No, go ahead, play the bit. No, I was going to say that.
In the world.
Let's dance, Aaron. You want to dance? Go play the video.
It's like the most successful successful thing DC had going for a long time. And so the idea of bringing that character and, marinating it with some other of the properties with something that's already super popular seems to make sense to me. So I'm interpreting it that way. Rob, what did you take away from this?
Well, look,
No.
I think that obviously Peacemaker is James Gunn's baby. We saw James Gunn bring
Look at this.
Peacemaker
Look
up,
at this.
and
Look at this. Look at the both to the side. Their heads. They're matching. Robert Burnett and James Gunn. Look at that. Look at the heads to the side.
I wish I was James Gunn. That's probably what Rob is thinking. I wish I was as talented and smart.
bring him in the Suicide Squad,
Which was so good.
and the look, I was dubious about the show too. I'm like, that's the show you're gonna make? I mean, it's not like Peacemaker ever had a really definitive run in the comics that everyone's like, oh, it's like the Dark Knight Returns, but with Peacemaker. That's not what happened.
Really?
So I know because I have those comics. Show, I mean, that was a big swing, that show.
Yeah.
And it really worked, I thought, quite well. And like you, I couldn't believe it. It was hilarious.
James Gunn. I mean, yeah, he did the show. I don't think that show would have worked without John Cena as Peacemaker. He was the perfect casting. I know originally when Batista as Peacemaker.
I don't think the show came out of the movie, right? I mean,
yeah,
they had already made the movie or been well into production when they announced the show, right? Do you remember when they announced the show? What the show was called?
Oh yeah. I just saying,
holy fuck, it's Peacemaker.
I'm just saying. I don't think that movie.
What it was called.
I'm saying I know they wanted Batista. I just don't think them. I think John Cena was a better choice for that role.
That's who James Gunn wanted.
Yeah, apparently Batista, but Batista couldn't.
Really?
Yeah, Guardians Commitments or something else. But I think John Cena. But John Cena was the perfect casting. I think John Cena. Look,
Guardians Commitments. Well, that doesn't.
People
was that what James Gunn wasn't going to be making? None of those guys were going to do Guardians 3 without Gunn.
Without him, I know that's true. Like,
so it would have made sense.
People praise Batista's acting, right? Acting ability, right? As rightfully so. But John Cena has more potential as an actor than Batista does. Okay, he does.
I don't know. I kind of believe. I think Cena's more believable in that role. I think.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine what.
I'm taking that from the wrestling days because
I didn't even put a helmet on Batista's head and make it look. You know what I'm saying?
People want Batista as Bane, and I guess he's big enough. I guess it's also because he's part. I don't know. They want him as Bane. I don't think he wants to be Bane. I don't think. Remember?
We don't need a Bane.
Remember Grace
right
Randolph
now.
said Batista was going to be Bane and Peacemaker.
We don't need a Bane right now.
James Gunn's like, no, that's not true at all.
Oh my goodness!
I remember that.
It's like,
but
I'm very persistent on it though.
Look, do I think that?
Yeah.
I think there might be a Venom, the DC Venom, the drug that makes Bane. There might be a Venom reference or an allusion to Venom in Creature Commandos. So it's not like it isn't. What other Creature Commando besides
Show up in Superman?
Rick Flag Sr. is going straight to live action, like immediately?
I don't know.
It's Alan Tudyk, Dr. Phosphorus.
He is?
Yes.
Well, we know not immediately, right? Not like in the future.
Immediately in a project that has been announced. Yes. Alan Tudyk's Dr. Phosphorus from the Creature Commandos will be seen in live action.
Wow, Tunic, another DC character. He's played a lot of DC characters.
Yeah, he's the voice of Dr. Phosphorus in Creature Commandos and will be reprising that role in live action.
Well, he's also Mr. Nobody. Remember, he was Mr. Nobody in the Doom Patrol And he was Van Rain in that DC show when they have to clean up the superheroes' messes when they take on villains. You remember that show with Vanessa Hudgens and Juan Funches? You remember what was it called? I mean,
the DC was it with Danny Pudi, the DC like office show? Yeah.
Yes. That didn't last very long. He was supposed to be like the cousin of Bruce Wayne. He's a made up cousin.
Yeah. I didn't watch it.
Powerless. It was called Powerless. Yeah.
You remember when the AT&T girl was gonna be Squirrel Girl?
Yeah.
If my last name was Two Dick, I would rule the world. Alan Two Dick.
He's good.
Sounds like a Star Wars character.
He's good friends with Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
Like really good friends. Yeah.
Yeah, they were on Firefly together.
They did a lot of work together. Firefly. He did one episode of The Wookiee. I don't know what else. I know they're good friends. But let's continue on.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think you will either.
I don't, unless it's a background cameo thing, because they have to set a tone for this movie that they can't afford to shatter at any. I mean, they're juggling a lot of things, but so I don't think that's the case. But look, they're doing a Creature Commandos animated series. You know, that's the first thing out of the gate, and so and they're going to do all kinds of wacky stuff. So I would imagine, I think it's kind of a given that we're going to see Peacemaker show up in whatever that permutation of that universe is going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't Amanda Waller in the universe as well?
Oh, yeah. They're going to
so
Caesar series too.
Puffy, man. He's so puffy. Puffy Bob. Bob the Puff.
How old? What period of time Creature Commandos take place? World War II?
Who now what? Creature Commandos?
Yeah, what time period will that take place?
This time period. The time period we are in.
Current?
Yes.
Oh, I was going to ask because of Rick Flag Sr.
Rick Flag Sr. is Rick Flag Sr. because in that show there is because there's already a Rick Flag Jr. There may be some play in there, like, you know, but it's kind of right there in the middle of things. That's how all of this stuff is. There's really no other way to explain it. How all of this stuff is. That's not to say that there won't be projects that take place in different time periods, like in the past, the near or recent past, or future, and the far future. That's a given. We know that.
I'm just
that's built into the DC universe. That's not something that Gunn is going to ignore, like Feige did.
I'm just curious.
History and legacy.
Why do we use Cersei of all villains? If all.
Why put Cersei in the Creature Commandos?
Yeah.
Because she had been in the Creature Commandos at one point.
Yeah, but I went people don't see people. I guess I think she fits better with Wonder Woman stuff.
Well, I mean, I think that's the point too, is that they all get some kind of not a one-to-one per se, but
does she really? She's a goddess, though. She shouldn't even be in that group.
Well, there's a reason for it. You know, it's not. Yeah. It's not. She's not there for no reason. She's not.
Oh, yeah, she's not
everything is. Everything is very calculated.
Well, she's going to eventually meet Wonder Woman, whenever that is, because you have to. You can't. If you introduce her, people want to see Wonder. I mean, that's what I wanted for Wonder Woman 3. Is Cersei, a civilian. I want to see.
And you know what? That's probably. And again, since so much of this DC stuff is just been kind of pulled from stuff that was already in development. Yeah. Who's to say that isn't the case? That Cersei wasn't something that they had been in something somewhere, and they, you know, probably whatever they were working on Wonder Woman wise.
Yeah.
And I'm sure somehow it'll tie into the Themyscira series.
I think Patty Jenkins. I wonder if Patty Jenkins will ever come out and say, and what the writers, if they ever had writers actually attached to that film, I wonder if they ever come out and say what the plan was for that film. I'm wondering.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would like to hear that. Seriously, I would like to hear whatever the plan was for that film. Because seriously, would have been a perfect villain for Wonder Woman. Go up against somebody that's.
I don't think I'd be going out on a limb to say that was probably what the plan was, and that is why she is turning up in. Yeah. Yep. No, I don't know if she was in the Creature Commandos, but I think it might have something to do with the fact that she can turn people into creatures.
Into animals?
So,
what do they call blasphemy?
Yeah, well, not just animals. I mean,
I know.
it's like she can.
You just want
I think she could make you into any kind of beast of real or mythological, any kind of monstrous beast.
She really likes people turning. Her animals is really her thing, though. Like turning them into animals is really her thing. You just want Weasel to be turned into a human.
Yes, I just think that would be hilarious to see.
Yeah.
I want to see it in live action. I want to see Sean Gunn play Weasel transformed into a human by Cersei, and just do a short, like a 10 or 12 minute short of just Weasel trying to make his way through a day as a human, but he doesn't have any human facilities. He's still Weasel, but he just looks like a human. But he's still got the wonky eyes and the mannerisms and walks the way. Just, that would be funny.
Guarantee you.
I'm easily amused.
In some way, shape, or form.
And on a bigger scope, like that's what I cannot wait for James Gunn's DCU is these characters like Peacemaker. Like Rob said, no one knew about him. But then people cared about him after they saw the show.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see what characters he has in the future in his pocket.
All the Creature Commandos stuff is like the general audience don't know who any of these people are, right?
But I really wish I was there asking Xena a question. I would have asked him, how many Rick Flag appearances you think?
now.
Oh, bitter.
Man.
2, because he didn't say which Rick Flag.
What's that?
So 2. He said how many Rick Flag appearances are going to be, and he did it as a joke, right? But he meant to imply it Rick Flag Jr. right? Because he's dead. He said, okay, look, here we go again.
Xena a question. I would have asked him.
There.
How many Rick Flag appearances you think?
See, he did it as a joke, right? But I can easily, we can say 2 because he didn't say which Rick Flag.
Well, no, I think he means Rick Flag Sr. because he's the one that's alive and the one that we know is going to be.
Does he know that?
Mixed in all these projects,
Well, maybe.
Because we know he's in Superman, right? We know Frank Grillo's in Superman, right?
Also better. Now listen.
No, they were laughing. They assumed the Junior. They assumed Junior. With the way they were laughing, they assumed Junior as a joke. That's Senior. They assumed Junior.
Yeah, I don't know. But we know that
back to the Superman thing.
They've made it official that Frank Grillo's in Superman, right?
Yeah. What I won't be surprised though, because obviously we're starting Superman in a world.
No, I'm saying Frank Grillo is in Superman. Rick Flag is in Superman. Has that been confirmed?
No, I think Rick Flag's in Peacemaker season 2. Oh, let's see. Let me check. I'll check right now. Rick Flag. I just see Rick Flag. Frank Grillo just joins Peacemaker season 2. I don't see anything about Superman.
Okay.
Well,
I didn't say that. I wasn't here.
We got Hawker, we got Green Lantern, we got Mr. Terrific, we've got like all these different characters.
I'm not.
I don't think we're going to see Peacemaker in it. I won't be surprised at all if at some point, like they're taking stock of the problem, the trouble the world is facing, whatever the new crisis is. And they're going through a list of who should we get in touch with. And someone's going to bring up, what about Peacemaker? And like all five in the room go, no, or something like that. I could totally see them do something like that, like a reference, but probably not show up in it. Hey guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video. But I'm telling you guys, it's not an exaggeration. To stop crushing your balls.
Oh my, did you
my
stop crushing your
gosh.
balls? Oh my.
At theperfectgene.nyc/Campea15 and use the code Campea15. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support the John Campea Show and tell them we sent you. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? John Cena, as Peacemaker, is saying that he can't talk about it. I think he's hinting that he is going to be popping up, and it would make a lot of sense to me. Maybe you think they should just...
we don't need to see that. We don't see that anymore. I just want, you know what? I just want John Cena to burst into his studio and just give him the FU, put him up on the shoulders and slam him.
Did Cena just recently tweeted how he went in to get his Honda Civic serviced and bought a new one? That's why I love John Cena. The man is proud to drive a Honda Civic, right? That's the best. You're like, I went to go get the oil changed in my old car, and I saw this new car and fell in love, so I bought it. And it's a fucking Honda Civic, and that is rad.
Does he follow you, Degrassi? Like he follows everybody?
Who, Cena?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't know.
I
That'd
know
be cool, though.
He like followed me like right after I followed him.
Oh, nice.
I don't even know if I follow him. I just know that I saw a tweet that he bought a new Honda Civic, like a electric blue,
He follows. Do you think he does the following himself, or he has like an assistant that does it?
It probably a little bit of both.
Yeah.
You know.
You could tell if a celebrity or assistant tweets. You could tell.
Well, sometimes I know people who will text or email their thoughts or whatever, and then their assistants will craft tweets based on that.
Well, if you see them reply or quote retweet, that's not assistant. That's actually them. Because I've seen some celebrities actually reply or quote retweet stuff. That's actually them responding to something. That's actually them. You could tell. Like
usually, yeah.
Right? You can tell. Like, a lot of people think, oh, celebrities don't tweet. They just have their assistants do it for them. No, they tweet. Some of them will tweet. They will tweet. They have access to it. They will tweet.
Oh, yeah. I believe a vast majority of them do.
Yeah.
Might be one or two I could speak for, but I'm not gonna. But they do. They tweet. That's them.
And some of them like that. Some of them don't trust this. Some of them don't trust their assistant or whatever. They like to check their accounts themselves, because it's checking your own account is kind of personal to some people.
They can be slippery. Assistants can be slippery.
Yeah.
You ever there's fucking horror stories, man. Pardon my French, my Français.
Oh man.
Me Francis.
You think I'm from Canada. Your French is not much better. Not as good as my French is not better than yours. Trust me.
Your French is better. Your French has to be better than mine.
Oh hell no. Bonjour.
I only had 2 years of it.
It depends what kind of French. What kind of French do you have to learn?
The kind that they teach you in American high school, so you can go on a field trip.
Yeah, the France. It's probably different. Yeah. French there.
Yeah.
Like English is.
No. My French instructor was. She was the shit, man. She was tough.
Oh,
You know, she made
Yeah.
sure you were saying that you weren't just saying the words, that you were properly enunciating them, pronouncing them, and enunciating them,
oh yeah.
trilling your R's in the right places. And she was a taskmaster.
Taskmaster.
But my Spanish teacher was, I don't know, I didn't like her very much. She sat down. She sat down one time in her chair, and then when she got up, her dress had pushed all the way up her back.
Oh,
So, so when she got up again to start writing our lessons on the chalkboard, her whole ass was hanging out.
oh my God.
I'll never forget that day. Anyway,
Oh,
I don't know why I thought of that, but I did. The shit that comes in. You know what these Blinded said it the other night. It was an interesting conversation. These conversations, regardless of what we're talking about, remind me of the conversations we would have in the basements of fraternity houses
Yeah.
during like all night keggers and shit, because it would just go from like intense political debate to talking about the deleted scenes in Highlander to like what comic books came out that week to
Random stuff.
who won. Yeah, to who won. Like all in just, just the matter of minutes, just covering a dozen different topics and everybody getting a complete thought out, or at least try to. And, that's what it reminds me of. And I don't get a lot of that anymore. So it's interesting to me. I guess that's why I'm here. Oh, man. But yeah, that's what nerd shit even went down in the basements of frat houses in the 80s and 90s. We talked about this kind of shit. It might be hard to believe, but it's true. Yeah, you guys there? Am I alone? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
I'm still
I'm
here.
We're probably gonna need to end it. It's getting late here. It's like almost 12. It's actually 12:15, and I'm
Yeah, it's 11:15 here.
here an hour behind. But I'm gonna go off now. We're gonna end it. Make sure that
All
you
right.
comment below, guys. Take care, guys.
Have a
Peace.
good one, fellas. See you later.